endless space. Finally a game with color, I find it. It's a very nice game. It's a little bit similar to games like FTL with randomized stuff in it, and with a resource system and progression that goes from one level to the other. I've played it just a little bit, did not manage to unlock any special character, so I'm gonna go with these two. So the game is like a roguelike, tower defense hybrid. The plot is pretty basic. You are shipwrecked again. I tend to gravitate to these kind of games on a planet once inhabited by the ancient race of the Endless. And the way it works is you get a bunch of rooms. Here I moved from my capsule to the room nearby, and activating a door counts as a turn. So every time I activate a door, I uncover a little bit more of the game map, and I spawn enemies in all the rooms that are not powered. Like for example, this room right now is powered. I can turn the power off, turn it back on. And I discovered this second room here. It had no enemies inside it, so I'm gonna power it up. And now if I open this next door, the enemies can come from the uncovered, unpowered room. And there is a bunch of very nice, very well-made how-to plays on YouTube. I recommend, for example, the Solas. There's a guy called Sola, and he made a very good introduction. So, in the game you control two and up to 4 heroes. I chose Sara, Numa, Namus, Numaz, I don't know. So Sara and Gork. So Gork Karosa, aka Butcher. Sara is a melee fighter. Gork is a ranged machine gun guy. So in a room you have these little spots, little slots for your turrets and other stuff like things that slow the enemies down or up your defense, give them deal damage over time. And there is sometimes a bigger node in which you can build a science creator, an industry creator, and a food replicator. The game uses the same resource system. I mean, maybe not the same resource system, but the resources are called the same. So industry, science, food, and dust, which is like this sci-fi ancient nano machine, whatever, thingamajig. And what I like to do on the first floor, here I've uncovered a room which has 3 locked doors and a merchant inside it. And you can buy stuff from this particular merchant in exchange for your industry points. So you spend industry points on building these creators and the turrets. You spend science on endless artifacts, like this crystal here. in this second room I uncovered, and you spend food to level up or heal your guys in the in combat. There is an active pause, and I need to learn to use it way more. So Sara is a very fast hero, and Gork is a very slow and very resilient and also a high damage dealer. So I tend to use him on my first floors. I've never beaten the game yet, so we'll see how long this run goes. I would be happy with unlocking a guy. You unlock a guy by either finishing the game or meeting him for the second time in your playthrough and making it through 3 floors without him dying. So I unlocked this door here, spawned a bunch of enemies, and these are very basic enemies. They are those levitating crystal enemies would just make a beeline for your crystal here. The objective of each floor is to find an exit. It's gonna be in one of these rooms, and then to carry your crystal to the exit. When you pick up the crystal, all the doors get open, even if you didn't open them while you were searching for the exit. And enemies will spawn in unpowered room. This room is pretty particular. Sometimes there is a room that is always powered, which is very nice for us indeed. So for example, as you can see on the overlay map here, all these rooms are powered. If I turn the power off here, when I open this door, there is a possibility of a wave of enemies spawning in my unpowered room. You power and unpower rooms using your dust resource, which is also counted as your crystal health points. So for example, as I have 62 dust, it may be that an enemy makes its way to my crystal, hits it for example 3 times, and each time for 1 dust, and my dust count will fall below 60. If it falls below 110, for example, if it falls below 60, below 50, and so on, I will lose power in one of my rooms, as powering and depowering uses up, maybe not uses up, but how should I call it? Reserves 10 dust. Right. So what I like to do at first is to plop up a science creator to have as much science as possible for my first research, and hopefully I get a research that makes it so one of my creators, science, industry, or food creators will be upgraded to level 2 or even 3, and will cost the same, but produce more resources. I did find a research here that will be like that. It is upgrade from level 2 to level 1 to level 2 of my science creator, which I find the least appealing of the 3. If you get a quick upgrade to your industry creator on the first floor, you will get more resources for the next room, for the next floor, to build your turret and defenses. And if you get a food replicator, you get more food that you can use to level up your people. But a science upgrade is something I wouldn't gloss over, and as you can see, here I have 32 research points, and this +5 means that next turn, so next opening of the door, I will get +5 more, which will be enough to buy the upgrade for 46 research points. So the way I play Sara is I activate a room and run away as fast as possible, as she is very fast, but she has a really low defense and health. So I activate a room and then go back to where Gork is standing. I use Gork as my mobile turret, almost. So the map is pretty linear, which I like very much, and I will also plop down another food food replicator, not another, because that's the first one, and use my 30 of my 42 food points to upgrade Sara, so she runs even faster and gets a little bit more HP. I find Gork to be pretty serviceable at low levels, so I don't need him to level up quite as fast as Sara. The positioning in this game is pretty important and pretty unintuitive how to do it, because you can only point your character to a room and they will take a certain point. There's a little bit of nice flavor text going on. Like, for example, Sara said, "Here we go," after activating this door. Flavor text is I don't mind it as much. Sometimes it's pretty witty. Oh, there we go with the enemies. So let's get Sara out of harm's way. Make sure Gork has the aggro, and then let's come back. So Gork is falling very low on health here, and I can heal him. I pause the game. I can heal him using my food resource. That will heal him fully, as I think the enemy DPS is pretty high here. So let's heal him to max. And I will need to heal him again. There we go. I think that should do it. After you dispose of the last enemy, you get your health is refilled. So I've found the exit. What I'm going to do is to power up my oh, there's another. No, there's no door here, I don't think. So as I found the exit, as I've uncovered what's there to uncover. On this floor, I'm gonna keep my food just in case I need to heal my people up, and also I found an iron shield, which I will give to Sara, and that will give her a little bit more defense. So let's see if everybody's in the right spot. What I'm doing here is making sure that only in the unpowered 3 rooms here the enemies will spawn, and hopefully they will converge on Gork. I will actually keep him in the there we go. So I'm gonna grab the crystal with Sara and just make her run to the elevator to the exit here, and Gork will just hold the line here. I powered up all these rooms here so I can... So I'm sure that the enemies will only spawn to the right of Gork's. Which means nobody will hassle Sara while she's on the way with the crystal. Crystal slows down your guys pretty significantly, so you gotta watch out for that. Gork is doing pretty bad here. I'm actually gonna activate his... I'm gonna heal him up, activate his ability, which gives him more speed and attack power. So let's do that. Just deal with the enemies a little bit faster, and he's again falling pretty low. Let's heal him fully and wait for Sara to make her way to the elevator. Right. I'm falling low on health again. This is pretty scary. I'm gonna use up a little bit more of my food reserve. Wait for Sara to come to the elevator, and the big shiny candy-like exit button appears. I'm gonna smash that and proceed to another level. Sara goes, "Hey Butcher, nice nickname." "Huh, not name," says Gork. "Way of life." "Cute." "Your last name wouldn't be Corrosa, would it?" "Stop talking, noisy person. Monsters to kill. Let's go." So, he's not much of a talker. Yeah, according to what happened, there is a little bit of variety in the dialogues in the elevator. I don't mind it as much. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it gives a little bit of characteristic. What I mind a little bit is that sometimes the game breaks the fourth wall a little bit too much. And I generally do not like indie developers going wink wink nudge nudge. We all know you're playing a video game. I don't actually care about that as much as some people would. Right, so let's get rid of these enemies here. And my first room is one without a node for me to put my creators down, which sets me back a little bit. I don't like that all that much. Let's go into another room and let's find a little bit of food here, which is pretty grand. It's not gonna be enough for leveling up Sara, but I'm gonna level up Gork here, as I just want to up his DPS ever so slightly. So let's power this room up and decide on which creator I want to put down first. So what I like and what makes this game pretty comfy for me is that the resources carry over, so there is a little bit of like a bond you develop to your playthrough. I really like that in Homeworld, for example. So I get a fair amount of industry carried over from my previous floor, and I wonder if I should go for an industry generator. But as I would really like to have an upgrade for an industry or a food generator here, let me actually plop down a science creator. It's gonna up my science per door opening, and that will ensure that when I run into a artifact that will give me 4 random advancements for my technology tree, though I will have 46 required research if it gives me, hopefully it will give me an upgrade for my generators. This room is self-powered, which is very nice. I do not have to use up dust. And here we have a merchant, and he deals with research, which is actually I'm not against buying something here. Right. Okay, so as Sara really lacks health points and defense, I am actually gonna buy her, spend up 24 research, as even if I said that I want to hold on to my research as long as possible. I'm gonna use up some of that research that the upgraded creator gives me. I'm gonna give her a guard uniform. It lowers her speed a little bit, but adds a good amount of defense and HP for her, which is very much needed, and the lack of speed is gonna be alleviated, because I think Sara is one of the only heroes that gain speed every level. Most of the others gain it every couple of levels. So here we have an activation of some enemies. Let's move Sara out, and then let's rejoin. So different enemies have different AI. For example, we could see one going straight for our crystal here. And as this is a dead end here, I'm gonna have to go downwards, but I do not have enough dust to power up this room here. So when I open some doors here, there is a possibility that there's gonna be enemies here, but there is also a possibility of enemies spawning in the unpowered room here. So what I'm gonna do is actually move Gork downwards, as he's pretty slow, and you need to react in advance, make decisions of his positioning in advance. Let's open this door here. Fortunately, we have no enemies spawning here. And also how you use up dust, how you gain dust actually, sorry, is either through opening doors and there is a chance of the room containing dust, or by killing enemies, and they also have a chance of dropping dust when killed. Right, so I have enough for another generator. This is still a second room, so I don't think I need as much industry and turrets as some might, as later actually. That's what I intended to say. So I'm debating whether should I put a food replicator down or another science creator. Every floor grows a little bit bigger than the previous one, and that comes into consideration when you didn't find the research station, the artifact that gives you research early enough, because every research takes 3 turns, and if there is only one, if there is not enough, wait, if you open up every door and only find your research station or artifact on the last turn in the last room, you cannot use that to research anything. But there is also a second side to that, which I like to game on my first levels. Very cool. And what I mean by that is, if you, for example, find an artifact early, you can research something that will take 3 turns, and then you will explore the room and the floor a little bit further. And for example, only 2 And then only two doors, or only one door will be left unopened. You can actually start the second research, which would normally take 3 turns. But if you open the last door on the map, and here's my exit, and no spawns, very nice. And if you open the last door with a research going on, it will be finished in 1 turn. So you can squeeze 1 or 2 more things to research into your playthrough. Right, so all this talk about artifacts, and I have found none so far. But I found Dina. It's one of the default heroes, Nurse Dina, and I can recruit her using 34 food units. I'm gonna do just that. She's even level 2, which is very nice. I like Dina. She has she's pretty I guess she has an alright speed. Definitely not enough for doing what I'm doing with Sara on later levels, so opening up doors and then going back. So here's my research artifact. But what Dina has is she has this very good ability which gives health regen in the same room to all heroes. And here I have my research artifact. I have this industry generator level 2 available. I'm gonna grab that. This is, by the way, this is a dust vault. You can open it and it will give you a lot of dust, but there is a possibility of, I think, your NPC dying. I'm too scared to try that right now. I'm gonna have to read up on that. Here we have a wave of enemies. Let's go back. Right in. Sara is getting beaten a little bit. I'm gonna move her back. And actually the enemies are pursuing her, so I'm gonna use her ability, which will up her speed and heal her up a little bit, just to make sure she's alright. So only 2 waves spawned, but I think my people are in a pretty bad spot here. I'm gonna use up Dina's and Gork's abilities. So Dina's one will give us regen, Gork will up his attack power. That should do. Let's just keep an eye on how fast the health falls. I'm gonna stop here, heal up Dina fully. There we go. That should be enough. Nope. I actually have to heal her again. And even like the enemies aggro on Gork. Right. So it's getting pretty tough here. I'm running low on dust, and I cannot power up all the branches of my playing field, but I have enough industry to plop down another extractor. What I'm gonna use it on is... Actually, I'm not gonna use it on anything. I'm gonna give them just a another turret here, as this is the way we will take to extract the a crystal here to the exit. I'm gonna power down these rooms later. Power these up so we are sure that every enemy will be coming from here and from here, from the top and from the top left. So that will funnel them into this room here, which will build up with turrets a little bit, just to make sure that our people can manage holding off enemies for a little longer than without turrets. So let's proceed. We have more enemies here. With this turret doing work, we're doing a little bit better, but one guy managed to sneak past us and is gonna attack my crystal. As you can see, he hits it for 2 dust each hit. Fortunately, it didn't fall. My dust levels didn't fall below 70, so that's good. Let's keep exploring. There goes the last door of the dungeon. And again, we got some enemies going here, and also additional spawns lower, which I don't like. Actually, this is a pretty bad spot I'm in. Sara is again getting hit pretty hardcore. I'm gonna have to use Gork's ability again. Heal up Sara. Okay, kill this guy here, and also react to Gork falling very low on health. So it's a very tough spot I'm in right now. Right. Nope. Need to heal up Gork a little bit more here, but this is very bad. He's surrounded by enemies in this room here. I'm already gonna make him move out, maybe move Sara in so she gets a little bit of that aggro on herself. Use her ability to run as well. Nice, so Gork is moving into the crystal room here, unscathed. And now Sara, now Dina is also falling pretty low. So let's move her and Sara back here. Again, I run out of food and Gork is very low on health. I ordered him to go back. Let's just hope the next attack won't kill him. Very nice. So the sliver of health left, we managed to get the enemies to attack Dina here, so I'm gonna move Gork back into this room. And he'll start firing on my enemies here. I'll try and move Dina out as well. She has 13 HP left. And that's the end of Dina here. I guess there was an animation going already. Again, let's shuffle Sara back. Fortunately, Gork met his demise again. There is no salvaging this run, I don't think. So what went wrong? I think I overextended without enough. I got greedy. I didn't want to spend too much industry on the turrets in that room I converged in, and was just swarmed by enemies. I should probably build up more turrets in this defensive room faster. What set me a little bit back is that I had the game gave me a science upgrade, a science generator upgrade, instead of a industry or food upgrades, which I find more important in the early game. Okay, so that's Dungeon of the Endless. That's my first recorded run. I'm gonna restart it and come back with another one in the next video.